joined by the man of the hour, Todd Monken. Good to see you, man. It's good to see you. What has this been like? You're one of 32. The whole league's here, in terms of when you've come before and now as the head man.
Well, it's really cool. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And obviously, we talked about it earlier. You're in every meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, so you don't just get the offensive players. You have the defensive players and any of the specialists. But it's been great.
When you come here, is there stuff just like that head coaches have to do as well? Are there like head coach meetings or anything like that in addition to everything you're doing for the Browns? Are there like get all the coaches
Stuff
together?
I'm doing right now with you.
Oh, yeah, you're with us, yeah.
I didn't have to do this before.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to do this now. So other than that, not really, other than being in all of the meetings, as far as I know. Peter will get me in the right spot, though, wherever I've got to get to.
He always will. Are you enjoying – we've talked so many times, obviously, since it's kind of been a whirlwind, but now that you're away from that, other than these moments with us, that you're now here, you're new to the podium, but just here to go kind of put this football team together. You got your staff together, and now it's about finding the right guys to be Cleveland Browns.
No, that's exactly right. I anticipate within the next couple of days we'll have the staff finalized, be able to start up on Monday football, talking football in the mornings and doing personnel in the afternoons. But, no, I'm excited to build the roster together with Andrew. It's going to be fun.
You also have such a unique experience, Coach, in that you were in the college game very recently. When you're at Georgia, you recruit the best players in the country. So some of those guys are kids that you probably had some relationships with from all those years ago. So, like, in terms of your expertise at that level, I have to imagine you're seeing familiar names and faces from that time.
For sure. For sure. We're getting closer to where there's not as many of those players. I mean, obviously
Carson
Beck, who I had at Georgia for 3 years. I mean, he's been in college football 6 years.
Right,
so,
yeah.
And then Oscar Delp, who's a tight end, was there. So there's a number of guys that you would have either recruited, Ty Simpson, Nussmeier's, kid, all those guys. So, but it's getting a little further and further away from when I was there. But no, it's been fun.
We were talking earlier with Glenn Cook about the change in now with NIL and how you have guys that are going from one school to another school to a third school. And we were saying that maybe is helpful. Number one, you understand how guys are when they get paid because, right, some of these guys, especially at the big programs, they can make seven figures, in college. But two, you get a sense of how quickly can somebody come into a new scheme because you're getting guys who play in 3 schemes in 3 years now. How quickly can they come to a new scheme and maybe adapt to what we want to do here?
Sure, I think there's a part of that. But ultimately, it does come down to they love football.
Yep.
I mean, are they about the money or are they about football? It's all a part of it, but you've got to really enjoy playing the game. Eventually, you're going to get paid, but you only have such a short window to be at your best, and the money is a byproduct of how you play. I mean, it's not given to you anymore the way the draft is. You make good money early, but it's getting that second contract, possibly a third contract, and the only way you get there is by being an elite football player.
How do you like to assess someone's love of football?
It's not really how I assess it when it's someone for the draft. It's what others say about them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can have a 20-minute meeting and try to drill down how they're wired, but ultimately, and I've said this many times, you've got to vet a number of people that are around them every day. What do they like every day? What do they like around their teammates? What kind of work do they put in? I say it all the time. I mean, if you want to find out what kind of husband I am, you have to ask my wife.
That's right.
I mean, on the right days, right?
Yeah,
But I could say whatever the hell I felt like saying, and or what kind of father I am. You have to ask my son. I mean, you got to drill down to the people that have been around him all the time to really find out what their core makeup is.
Are there non-negotiables for you as you go to putting this team together through free agency, draft, everything, as you and AB are putting this stuff together? Are there certain characteristics that for you, if you don't have this, non-negotiable can't be a Cleveland Brown?
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I don't think you would take anybody off the board that's a non-negotiable. Now there's flags and there's red flags.
Sure.
I mean, and you just have to measure, the value of that player based on the flags or the red flags that have popped up. And all you have to do is go back to years ago, and it's Randy Moss, right?
Yeah.
And there were flags, and you don't want to go beyond that. I'm sure there were teams that took him off the board and have regretted it ever since. So I don't think there's ever a player that you wouldn't consider. There's just levels of as we said, and there's not non-negotiables, but there's certainly flags.
For you, as you said, you're in all the meetings now. When's the last time you scouted defensive players or tried to get a conceptualize in your mind if this is a defensive player you wanted on your roster?
It's interesting because even in college, it used to be you recruited every position. You had an area, you recruited all the positions. But as it went further along with social media, recruiting services, when I got back to Georgia, you just recruited your position. And when I was there as a coordinator, I recruited quarterbacks and offensive personnel. I had an area, but it was local, so there wasn't a lot of – you weren't watching defensive film. You weren't evaluating defensive players. But luckily, growing up or in the profession in college, and you had areas a long time ago, you had to learn how to evaluate all position groups and be able to bring them to the table of players that you'd recommend.
Well, I'd imagine through your lens as an offensive coordinator, there are certain things about defensive players at each position that annoyed you or that made you thought life more difficult. And I would think that would be that's kind of a good starting off point, right? Jumping off point of, when edge rushers can do this, that gave our offense a lot of problems. So I would imagine they give other people's offenses a lot of problems.
No, that's for sure. It's just where you fall short a little bit is the comparison. How do you compare one player from a few years ago to another?
Sure.
I'll give an example. Like when I was at Georgia, I thought our best player in 2022 was Nakobe Dean or 2021.
Linebacker.
And he was probably arguably our best defensive player, our best leader. Now, does that equate to the NFL? Does his game translate? Just like maybe a high school player that you're recruiting to come to Georgia, maybe the best offensive lineman at school A might be the 6'2", 225-pound tough, loves football, but his measurable skill set does not translate. So you have to filter through that a little bit as to what their measurable skill sets are and how that translates.
No details needed necessarily, but just as you guys are putting together this offseason plan, and now we're kind of all here, all of football's here, staff's here, everybody's meeting, then you got the free agency, you got the way that all of this goes out. What is that process like with you and AB in terms of laying out that timeline, the roster build here over the next 2 months?
Well, it's already started. I mean, that's really, besides getting a staff together, it now becomes the main focus is our roster. With actually football schematically being secondary. It's a part of it, but the most important part is putting the pieces in place to give us the best chance to win every Sunday. And it starts with your players. I said that when I got the job, it starts with the players. I took the job because of players, and it's hard to win without talent. And so I'm looking forward to helping us build that roster, be it through free agency or the draft.
AB talked about this yesterday at the podium, Dom Capers. Why was it important for you to bring in somebody who's been a head coach in the league, senior defensive assistant? You're a first-time head coach in the NFL. Obviously, you coached at Southern Miss. Rudy is your defense coordinator. First time he's been a defense coordinator. Why was it important to bring somebody like Dom Capers in?
Well, we're excited to bring Dom in. I think he adds, everybody knows his background, and it's easy to, if you don't, to look it up. So, but I thought it was really important first off for Rudy. Rudy had been with him previously, felt very comfortable with him, what he would bring to the table in terms of a first-time defensive coordinator and play caller. And then I also thought it'd be an advantage for myself, being a first-time head coach, be able to run some things by him. And so I think we couldn't be luckier to have him with us and starting on Monday.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's just so cool to be in this spot and to be over here at the Combine. And I imagine, obviously this was why you got back into it, why you went to the Ravens to get this opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL. Now you're one of 32, and now you're on this treadmill that's going full speed ahead, headed towards the draft. It's got to be, in a way, everything you've always dreamed of, to be able to be in this spot, and it's got to be so cool.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you got to remind yourself a little bit.
Have you had that
you're
moment?
One of 32.
Have you had that
No,
moment?
I think I told John Harbaugh that when we were talking, and I wasn't going to be going to the Giants with him, and we had a great conversation. I said, I think when it'll really hit me is when we're at the owners' meeting or whatever the hell that is, and they take the picture.
The picture.
Of the 32 coaches to where, you're actually one of the 32, everything you've worked for. To me, I think that's when it'll hit you. But right now, you're so immersed in the day-to-day of getting a staff together, getting ready for free agency and the draft, that There's no time to even think about it. It's like any job that you take. They're all cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's my first job at Grand Valley State, and once you get started, you don't even have time to think about, man, I'm a college football coach, or your first Division I coaching job. You're like, holy cow, I'm in Division I football. Or then you become a head coach at Southern Miss, or you get to the NFL for the first time. Every one of those steps, just like in life, are really cool, but you don't have a time to even appreciate it till you're done.
Yeah.
And like anything in life.
You've been coaching 37 years. When you come here, this is everybody in the NFL world, descends on Indianapolis for this combine. What's it been like just kind of walking around, seeing your peers and seeing the guys that you've either coached with at some point and their reaction to you doing this? Because I can tell you, we go around and we connect with a lot of people, and people are pumped for you. Like, you've made, obviously, a very good impression on a lot of people around this league.
Well, first of all, it's really cool how big this has gotten. I mean, first of all, coaching staffs have gotten bigger.
Yep.
Scouting departments have gotten bigger. Media departments have gotten bigger. This has grown to where it's you can't even, I mean, it's just unbelievable the amount of attention that it gets.
Sure.
And the NFL does a great job of spreading out the year.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like there's something every month. I mean, it's ingenious, whether it's the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl, and then you get into what it would be is like the combine, then it's free agency, then it's the draft, then it's OTAs, then it's the schedule comes out. It's like something every month that keeps you glued in.
There's no offseason.
No,
There's
no
no
offseason.
about it. No.
Eventually we'll be playing 28 games and you'll have 2 weeks off. We'll be playing every weekend. There'll be 2 seasons, right? And they'll meet somewhere in between. So, but it's really cool.
Yeah, it is, and it's one of those things that there will be all these touchdowns that happen, the first combine, all these things that happen, and then all of the work has to happen too. And the other thing that is really cool is you talk about how big all of this gotten. Small world though. You think of the familiar faces that you see, staffs, guys you worked with. That John Harbaugh, seeing him, I saw him yesterday in Giants gear.
Oh, yeah,
this
it's wild.
This is crazy, man. How small the world can be too.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Right. We're in a profession where results are expected. And that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it, the challenge of it, and I'm excited.
What are you hoping when you get back in the car, head back to Cleveland? What are you hoping to have accomplished this week in Indy? Other than eating some Elmo's shrimp cocktail.
I think as much as anything, when we get back, which is probably a couple of the most important items, will be, one, the medical results we'll get back on the players, right, that are here. That'll give you a little bit more clarity in terms of where you see them from a physical standpoint. I think that's because the film is what the film is. That's and it's a 20-minute meeting, and they go out there in shorts and run around. But it's really the film is what matters most, okay? And in general, to me, that's the most, because you get the lay of the land in terms of free agency. You get to figure out the medical part pieces, which is all you're trying to do is to shrink. Let's just talk about the draft and free agency. You're just trying to shrink the margin for error. You're never going to be perfect. You never know for sure. You're just trying to do as much research as you can, and then whether it's free agency or whether it's the draft, let it rip. I mean, and then we got to develop the hell out of them and utilize their skill set.
Do you have any traditions when you come to Indy? Like, do you go to Elmo's, get the cocktail? Or is that
actually crazy enough? I was like looking around, like, could I fit dinner in there somewhere? Tonight, Travis Schweitzer and I got to go to St. Elmo's, dinner for two, a lovely couple at St. Elmo's for a shrimp cocktail. A lot of the traditions have ended since I stopped drinking. I mean, once you stop drinking, some of the traditions end.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a component.
I'm tired by 9 or 10 o'clock, and I'm ready for bed. And I mean, people better get me early. I don't say that because of old age. Like, I'm not trying to say because my ass is old. I'm just saying because I don't drink anymore, and the nights go by faster. It's like it used to be, you know, and like if you go for happy hour, right?
Sure. Yeah.
5 o'clock, you're sitting there, and the night can go by so fast if you're drinking. It's just, hey, you're buying rounds, you're having fun, you're telling stories. Hell, there's only so many Diet Cokes you can drink. I mean, there's so many waters. It's like 8 or 8:30. You're like, are we ready?
Yeah, that's it.
And nobody seems as much fun anymore. You know what I'm saying? My wife's not as much fun. People around aren't as much fun. They seem kind of goofy. I'm like, God, was I like that? Holy shit. Good times. It is great, though, seeing people. I still say that take all that out of it. It's the last thing we have as an organization that's close to a convention.
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody really goes to Senior Bowl anymore. And, I mean, as much as we enjoy the competitive nature of the sport and the tactical part of it, to me, still life is about relationships.
Yeah, there's
it's about
camaraderie.
people. It's like seeing you before the game.
Yeah.
It's like seeing players. It's like seeing guys you've coached with and going to lunch and just seeing them. And to me, that's what makes life worth living is people. And that's what's really cool about this is getting to see people.
Well, it is dang cool to see
Great
you as
seeing
the head
you.
coach
That's
of
right.
the Cleveland Browns, sir.
I appreciate
Great
it,
to see you,
gentlemen.
buddy.
Yeah.
You
Great to
bet.
see you.